Welcome to Carmelita's Corner, and award-winning talk show host Carmelita Pittman. This program is dedicated to her mother and the Rose Breast Cancer Society. Today's special guest, Alice Morris Winston, founder of the Jeffrey Foundation for Special Needs Children.
Here we are at the wonderful Jeffrey Foundation, and I am Carmelita Pittman, the host of Carmelita's Corner with my dear friend Alice. We go way back, and I'm just so happy to be here today with her because it's been a long time since we've seen each other.
Yes.
But we're here on the occasion of her 95th birthday.
Oh, wow.
She's 95 years young, and she has so much to show for those 95 years. And I want to just give you a little bit of her background. She started out as an actress, and in her prime in the 1930s, wasn't it?
Well, that's when I was born. No, I started in about the 40s.
Okay, born in 1930s and 40s. And I was actually a war baby myself. I was from the 40s. So I remember a lot of your era, looking at, the people who were in the movies or film world from your era, yeah.
Right, well, whatever era it was, we started the Jeffrey Foundation in 1972. So that's when the Jeffrey Foundation was born.
Yes, and you know what you've done is just really wonderful because you gave up an acting career. I mean, you were as lovely and still lovely today, even at 95, but I've seen your pictures as an actress. And Elizabeth Taylor, move over. I mean, you were just as beautiful as she. And she found that because of the circumstances that it would be better for her to get involved with this youngster because things didn't quite go in the movie business as you had expected, right?
I couldn't work because I didn't have any child care. And I wasn't going to leave that child alone without any help, and because he was handicapped. He had special needs. He had muscular dystrophy, and in those days, nobody knew what to do with muscular dystrophy. So I just gave up my job, and I said, I'm going to take care of this boy. And then a friend of mine gave me the Jeffrey Foundation for Christmas. So I had a foundation, and I said to him, what the hell am I going to do with this? He said, you'll find out. So I did find out what parents needed, what children needed. And now today, we still have the Jeffrey Foundation, 52 years later. 52 years
Amazing.
ago.
And what you needed was really a babysitter. And Jeffrey was actually an adopted child.
Yes, he was. His mother had given him up at birth. And since I was always having miscarriages, someone said, you ought to check it out because this girl has given up the baby. I said, what? So I went and found out what doctor, was taking care of him, and I adopted him. And I said, his name is going to be Jeffrey. And Jeffrey was the beginning of things that Mother wanted me to be a missionary. I said, I'm being more than a missionary now. I'm helping special needs children. So that is what the Jeffrey Foundation is all about.
And you gave the mothers who needed someone to look after their children an opportunity,
Yes.
a home. You said you had a home for them.
Yes, I did. I had actually started out with 6 children, and I ended up having like 20, I think, or something. It was like we kept growing. And then now we have our wonderful center here, which is, and we teach the parents what to do when they have these children so that they don't have to be put in homes or anything because the parent finds out what they're going to do. And we're very proud of all of our staff here. Some of the staff's been with me for 20 years. And we have, right now we have our lady who runs the programs here. Would you like to come over and tell them a little bit about our services now?
We're talking to Veronica Solano.
Yes, it's a pleasure to be here. We're so proud of Alice because she's been an inspiration for all of us to continue with advocating for the families, for the parents with children with special needs. And we are dedicating this center to help and support and to get the services they need. And we are families that are in the system with the Department of Children and Family Services that they need to be in compliance with parenting classes so they can get their children back. So we're working with them, and we have very successful stories for that. And I've been here working with Alice for 25 years. Thank you.
Wow, 25 years.
She knows what to do with
Wow.
these families and with these children. She knows how to make the funds, talk to people about donations. You know, we are the nonprofit. And for doing this as a nonprofit is unheard of with the kind of work we do. And she is running our show now. I'm still helping her when we have to go out and speak and things like that. But I used to do it all. Now we've got help here doing this and another staff. How many staff do you have?
Well, we are 7 altogether, and most of the staff have been here more than 20 years. So we are a very dedicated group.
And God bless her because she's taken it was all on my shoulders there for a long time. And I didn't mind giving up my career as an actress because I was so happy that we were doing things for the children. But now I have a whole staff helping. And we actually have other places that we're going to be opening up as well. So thank you all for sponsoring the Jeffrey Foundation today. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you as a guest on Carmelita's Corner, and we look forward to getting to see you more often.
Yes.
Well, we have so much to see here. This office is amazing. The building is amazing. And of course, the reason for the building is Jeffrey.
Yes.
And we have photographs of him as a child.
Here he is. And here he is with a bunch of other children.
This is him as a teenager.
Yes.
When he crossed over to another world. How old was he when he left the world?
He was actually 14. He was
About
14.
14.
Yeah.
And then there's another great picture of him with a very famous movie star, Connie Stevens.
No, that's another friend that was in our. That's not Jeffrey. That is.
1982, she signed that autograph.
Gerald was another child in our program. Also had muscular dystrophy.
Oh, that's a different child.
With Connie Stevens.
Mm-hmm.
Connie was very active with us, and she still supports us.
That's
Yes,
wonderful.
uh-huh.
Yes.
Yes. Connie
And
Stevens.
this is a lovely portrait
Yeah,
of Jeffrey.
was a good-looking little kid.
Yes, he was,
I
wasn't
adopted
he?
him he was actually about 3 months old when I brought him home. Yes, in those days there were no people, you just found a child and nobody wanted him, so you brought him home.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, now it's everything is so, you got to do this, you got to do that. But and I hadn't been able to carry a child. I had several miscarriages, so I said, well, this is my chance to have my own baby.
Yes.
And there he was. I didn't know he had muscular dystrophy, and I didn't care that he had muscular dystrophy. In fact, it gave me a chance to help other kids like this.
And look at what you have accomplished. It's just wonderful.
Yeah.
And then look at this beautiful pastel portrait of you. This is you, right?
Yes, I was an actress and model, and actually people said, what are you doing? You're going to give up your career? I said, oh, no, I'm going to keep on working and find somebody to help me with Jeffrey. So that's what I did. I did several things on television. I did computer work. And then it got to be a lot of other kids I took in. I had a home where Jeffrey said, oh, Mom, I got brothers and sisters now. I said, I know. So he felt good because he had other children.
Oh, yes. And this is another portrait here.
Oh, yes, that was one of me.
An oil portrait of you also. Look at this picture of Alice. I tell you, she would have made Elizabeth Taylor giving her some competition with Jeffrey.
I met Elizabeth.
You met Elizabeth?
And she says, "What the hell you do?" And I said, "Well, I'm not really doing any acting right now." "Why not?" She said. We saw each other at a event for actors, and she said, "Well, what are?" And I said, "Come on over and see the foundation." So she did.
All right. So Elizabeth Taylor has been here too.
Yeah.
Now, can you show us around your office? Look at
Sure.
all of these awards here. This is just
Yes.
amazing.
Well, the awards were nice, but mainly it was helping the children that I was proud of,
but
and the parents.
the good thing is, though, is that you have been recognized for the good work that you've done.
Actually, we can show this whole wall over here. These are things from the early days of the Jeffrey Foundation, when we didn't even have a center. I would go to the different schools and do programs so the mothers can work. Because, what's a working mother going to do when the program stopped at 1 o'clock in the afternoon? So I told all the people, the teachers and the principals, what do you expect people to do? They have to work and make a living. And so then we would have after-school programs in the different schools. That was the first way to start. I just find out what worked. That I think is what any founder does, what works. And childcare was very important. So then we have some of the awards we've gotten. The Trailblazer of the Year Award from the Women's Council. Then we have the program over here from the Handicapped Children group. All of these awards, all of these things were done in honor of the children and the families. Where the family can't be together if they don't even have any child care for the child. So it was breaking up families. I mean, it was a mess. Then we started doing counseling for the parents because they didn't know how to handle it. And like Grandma wasn't going to be able to stay home and take care of the child either. She was working. So, all these things had to be figured out. These are some of our awards. This one here was from the district awardee. Who was this? Oh, the annual Access Award. That was for access for the special needs children. We got this one here from the Lifetime Achievement Award given to us, and I love this because it shows the children holding on to the world. Some of the people here are actresses. We had Connie Stevens, who was speaking for us for many years. Over here we have some of the our board members. Here's the board members over here. Doctors. We had, this was one of the parents there that was helping us. And then over here, Film Advisory Board gave me an award.
Oh, yes, Janet. We both knew Janet.
Uh-huh.
She was the head of the Film Advisory Board.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then over here we have Steve Allen. When we got Steve, people started to really know who we were. Mm-hmm. There he is right up there holding some of the children.
Uh-huh.
And Wells Fargo gave us an award.
Oh.
And look at the little thing that we gave us.
Yes.
Yeah, we a lot of our awards and stuff are down here. Here was this Mrs. Sterling from the Sterling Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
She was a great supporter of us and still is, actually.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and you have another very famous person, Beverly Cohen, who is the owner of the Four Seasons Hotel in Beverly Hills. I've had the pleasure of meeting her here at one of your events.
Beverly's very active still to this day, and we talk like at least once a week. And because she travels a lot and everything, and I hear all about her coming and goings, and then she hears all about what we're doing here for Jeffrey Foundation. So we have some wonderful friends that have helped and supported us. And we have our books, To Jeffrey with Love, for anyone who would want to know more about the foundation.
Wonderful title, To Jeffrey with Love. And love is what makes the world go around, or should.
And at the back of the book it says how a young single mother helped her special needs son lead a more fulfilling life. and founded the Jeffrey Foundation, a Los Angeles-based award-winning nonprofit.
Wonderful. And you know what? I think that tells the whole story. Tell
Here.
them, I think you have a website
Yes,
where they can order.
www.thejeffreyfoundation.org.
Get your book, folks, and learn all of the details,
And
the
for
big
coming
story.
to visit us, we're located here on 5443 West Washington Boulevard in Los Angeles. And our phone number is 310-215-0677.
And it's a wonderful opportunity for the public to get behind a wonderful cause. And, you know, our society does need to be more helpful to people, you know,
Right.
with special needs.
Well, it's better now than from when we started, you know. The parents have been a big part of it.
Yeah,
Without the
absolutely.
parents, what do we
Yes.
do? This one I love.
Well, here we are at the Jeffrey Foundation with Lorraine McCall, and she just told me that she's been with the Jeffrey Foundation for 29 years. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Correct.
Oh my God, that's almost 30 years. It just shows you how dedicated her staff members are, and your position is taking care of the facility, I understand, right?
Correct. I
Yes.
started out in the kitchen.
Okay, very good. I mean, well, you're doing a good job,
Thank
because look how gorgeous, how beautiful everything is kept. Everything is, you can eat off the floor. It's so clean. Like, look at the floor. Look at how gorgeous the floor is. And her favorite color, royal blue.
Yes, it is.
Yes, I can see it. It's a good color. Very restful, very peaceful. So thank you for giving us a moment of your time and letting people see you and meet you and know who you are and what you do here.
Thank you.
And thank you for doing a great job.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm Dave Kinoin, a longtime volunteer for the Jeffrey Foundation, and I want to just say that the day I met Alice Morris was the day that my life changed, because I saw what possibility really means. Alice refuses to fail. It doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter if the water gets shut off. It doesn't matter if someone doesn't show up to work. She gets the job done for those children. She's indefatigable. She's unstoppable. She's invincible. Alice Morris is a hero of mine, and I've been proud to serve under her as a volunteer.
And we applaud you.
Thank you.
We applaud you.
He goes all the way to Canada to pick up a car that was being donated to us and drove it back. Tell him about that.
Well, you know, Alice, it was nice of me, but it's kind of fun to drive, you know? So it wasn't that big a deal, but I did a good job of it. That van that I picked up was donated by 1025, a variety club. It needed a wheelchair lift, and boy, it got a good one too.
Well, thank you for doing that. You've done a wonderful job.
You're welcome.
And I want to thank everybody here for giving us the privilege of visiting your wonderful facility and getting a chance to meet the wonderful staff. Thank you, thank you, thank
for
you.
coming, and thank you for putting us on your show.
Let's celebrate Alice's 95th birthday. Carmelita sings Happy Birthday, Marilyn Monroe style.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Alice. Happy birthday to you. Now everybody. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Alice. Happy birthday to you. And many more. All right. And I want to thank everybody here for giving us the privilege of visiting your wonderful facility and getting a chance to meet the wonderful staff. Thank you,
And
thank you, thank you.
for coming, and thank you for putting us on your show. I mean, we're so fortunate.
It'll be seen worldwide when the show does come out. I have a lot of Carmelita Corners segments that have to be edited and what have you, but now we're being picked up, and we have a wonderful opportunity. So,
Our star of the day.
well, I don't know if any of you have ever heard of Huell Hauser, but I didn't realize that he has been my inspiration for many years, because actually I started doing a Huell Hauser type program in the 1990s, and one of the first people that I wanted to interview was Woody Strode. He was a cowboy, an actor in the movies, and he invited my husband and I, Jerry Pittman, who happens to be Martin Luther King's second cousin. I didn't know it. I was 30 years into our marriage, and then I found out through his aunt, who told me otherwise I still wouldn't know it. But he and I were invited to Woody Strode's cabin in Glendora. So he had to come down to open up the gates to let us in this private road. And once you went past those gates, you were in another world. I mean, I felt like I was in a movie, because we were out there like in the desert, and we had to drive up all these little winding curves to get to his cabin. And he had the most interesting presentation. I mean, he had this great big huge buffalo head on his wall, and he had a lot of Native American Indian rugs and things on. It was just fabulous. And unfortunately, even though he told me to, use him, he said, use me up, just like Sidney Poitier told me the same thing. I was in a movie with him years ago. I go way back, like you, Alice. We've done a lot of different things over the years, including being in the film industry. But he said, use me up. And unfortunately, I didn't get to use him up fast enough, because he crossed over to the other side before I had a chance to get back. We were able to do, my husband and I, was just have, the meeting with him. But it was fabulous. And the only thing that really kind of startled me, he was very proud of his gun collection. He had these big rifles and everything, And he had this one pistol that he was really proud of. So anyway, long story short, that's why we're here, to help her celebrate her 95th birthday. And I wish we had caught some of what you had to say on camera. But I especially want to introduce my buddy here, Larry. Larry and I go way back, because we have both been members of the Southern California Motion Picture Council, and I've had the privilege and honor of receiving 3 Golden Halo Awards. And one of them was when I sang, because I'm also a singer, remember I sang. Lord Randall Malone, who was the president, he's gone on to glory. He left us in July. But he used to always introduce me as their Lady of Song. Remember that, Larry? And Larry was the entertainment, provided the music in the background when I was singing. And I never will forget when I got one of my Golden Halo Awards. Mickey Rooney was right there and heard me sing. And I never will forget him saying, at my age, because he received a Golden Halo Award too that day, I am so happy to be here. At my age, I'm just happy to be here.
I don't know how old you are.
Yeah. and Al, I'm not too far behind Alice, as you could probably see by the way I dress.
I used to be a comedian. Yeah. Okay.
Thanks again for having us.
This is wonderful.
Well, we just want to wrap it up here at the Jeffrey Foundation with its founder, Alice. You have just been an inspiration to us all, Alice Morris Winston. And I also want to thank you for giving me a copy of your book. And she autographed it for me, too. How about that? I want to thank you again for hosting us, and I want to thank Veronica for being a great assistant. And we invite everybody to support the Jeffrey Foundation and what you're doing.